So now we are talking about the RAM, and common problems with RAMs. So we are looking at the computer hardware problem, and we are going to look at the other hardware that we have not talked about. One is hard drive. The HDD itself can have problems. Another one is the power supply unit, the PSU. We have talked about the motherboard. These are the main problem, main hardware that comprise our computer system. We will talk about RAM too. When we have problem of RAM is associated with the motherboard. So I think we mentioned that during the one lecture I had with you in the office there. We made mention of RAM. When there is no RAM, your computer will never boot. It will not boot. Or the RAM is there but it's not well seated, not well connected to the motherboard. The computer will not see RAM. And once there is no RAM, it will just go through the POST and quickly identify that there is missing RAM. And then it stays there. It tells you that there's no RAM. There's no way it can boot, because the booting, the computer will go to the hard drive, copy the operating system that it needs to function, and put it on the RAM. Everything you are doing when the computer is running on the RAM, and that is why RAM consumes a lot of power. If you check the calculation we did, do you remember the calculation we did concerning how to select the rating of power supply units? If you look at it critically, go and check that table. The RAM consumes more power than even other components. Yes. Because everything you are doing, the computer will load all the software and place it on RAM for you to work. And that's why they say it's random access memory. If you don't save anything you are doing, by the time you are turning off computer, everything will get out of the RAM and the RAM will be empty. And so you can't get it again unless you store it permanently on the hard drive. So if you don't have RAM, the computer will not boot. Also, there could be a compatibility issue with RAM. Let's say you want to upgrade your RAM and you went to buy another RAM. Even if it fitted into the slots, there could still be incompatibility because the motherboard is designed with a particular form factor, ATX, extended, blah 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 blah. They have the compatible RAM that can work with each motherboard. They have the compatible RAM that can work with each motherboard. So there could be a compatibility issue. If your RAM is not compatible with the motherboard, it's as good as you don't have RAM. Your system will not boot up. I hope you are jotting that. This is not. Then again, another issue is when your RAM is insufficient. Another possible problem is insufficient RAM. What could it cause? When you have too little RAM, your system can still boot up. Are you there? Yes, sir. System can still boot up, but something will be happening. What will be happening? Who knows? It will be lagging, it will be dragging, very slow to not work fine. Even though there is no virus, so everything is in order, but when the RAM is insufficient, you don't have more space for the computer to operate. Since everything is actually doing it on RAM. So when you are opening multiple pages, files, apps, then you will choke the RAM. The RAM will not see space to operate. Then the computer will be dragging. It will be so slow. These are common possible problems with RAM. So I said today we are going to talk about other hardware because it's EEE 427. Alright? Right? Because they changed your course code this session. That's why. This is not the course code we used last session.
Last session we changed it.
Last semester. It's the session that we change it. So 427 is the course now. So you can jot down those aspects. Then we are going to look at which other common problem with RAM. Which other one? I think we have covered all the few problems that RAM usually have. The other aspect is incompatible RAM. I've mentioned that.
Yes,
incompatible RAM. Incompatibility. Why can we encounter incompatibility issue? Reason being this: your motherboard is designed to operate, to transmit data at a particular speed. It's fixed. It cannot be extended more than what is designed with it. And RAM also is designed to transmit data at a particular speed. So they must be at the same, range or speed. Otherwise, they will not work together. Look, for instance, if your RAM is meant to transmit bits at a rate of maybe 32 bits or 64 bits, if the motherboard is not designed to be so, maybe this motherboard, while the RAM can operate at 64 bits, motherboard can operate at 32 bits, then there's a problem. Incompatibility. And then we have so many generation of RAM. We have DDRAM, SDRAM, DDRAM1, DDRAM2, DDRAM, blah, 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 blah. All those generations, they have their own specifications. And so, not everyone will be compatible with the other. Then, incompatibility can also come in terms of the physical structure. When you pick a RAM module, you usually something like this. You remember something like this is usually here. Who remember this thing? There's something like this on the RAM. That's a notch. This notch and even the length of the RAM is not always the same. And that is a factor of the form factor of the motherboard. The motherboard form factor is having something to do with that, the structure of the RAM. So the motherboard form factor has something to do with the structure of the RAM. It has something to do with the structure of the RAM. So the length, the dimensions of the RAM has to be compatible with what? The motherboard. The motherboard. Otherwise, you cannot just go to market and say I want to upgrade my RAM and go to the market without taking the one you are using or without carrying the motherboard. You cannot just go to the market and go to the supplier there and buy RAM. You just come back, you see that your RAM cannot even fit into the motherboard. Incompatibility. Physical incompatibility because of the form factor. So, apart from the speed, the electronic speed at which you transmit signal, which is designed with it, even physically, there can be incompatibility. Okay? So that is that. That is RAM.